Hello, Soul Family. It's the Healing Grasshopper here to do a lunar eclipse reading for you. So, I've decided to do separate readings for eclipses because they carry what I feel are particularly useful energies that we can work with to improve our lives. So, there are plenty of other very powerful astrological events that happen throughout the year, and I will be incorporating them into the monthly readings. And if you remember, I promised in the yearly readings to remind you of the events and their energies on a monthly basis as they grow closer. So I'll be doing that. If you haven't seen your yearly, though, it's worth having a look as there's plenty of useful info. I'll leave the link below. So, we have a lunar eclipse in Libra happening on the 25th, and the general energy and focus of this eclipse is on relationships and examining the quality and health of our relationships and either working to improve them or possibly parting with them. It will be up to you and what you feel. Either way, it'll help us heal our light bodies. So, if we think of the essence of Libra is about balance, and balancing energy is healing energy. So, but for each sign, it will affect us in different ways. So that's why I'm doing this video. So let's begin with the astrology really quickly, and then we'll get into tarot. Oh, my lovely Sagittarians. I hope you're all well. So, we are going to first talk about really quickly. Whoops, I forgot to bring up your notes. Okay. So, first, we're going to talk about what a lunar eclipse is really quickly. We'll talk about the notes and then, we'll get to the tarot. So, first of all, a lunar eclipse is when the Earth passes between the sun and the moon, which blocks off um, the light to the moon. So it's actually the Earth that's actually blocking the light. Um, Lunar eclipses have the energy of assessing the recent past within the past 6 months. Uh, from the last lunar eclipse to the present lunar eclipse, and how it is affecting you in the present. So it's a good time to tie up loose ends and to complete things that have been left unfinished. So, what we have um, in the notes from January, from the yearly reading, if you haven't seen the yearly reading, it's still worth looking at. There's some useful information in it. Lunar eclipse in Libra. I said, you may find yourself needing to take the lead in a situation to keep things on track with others willing to follow your lead if you do it mindfully and with respect and empathy, right? So, that goes in, it ties in with the energy of uh, Libra, which is talking about balance. There's some kind of task, I suppose, that you're dealing with now, Sagittarius, that you'll be able to accomplish with a little bit of balance in your relationships. Um, the new part is Chris Renstrom's interpretation, which is one of my favorite astrologers. I just found out very, very recently, like last month, that he was on YouTube. I have been following him forever, since like my late teens, early 20s. He used to be in Allure magazine, and before YouTube, the only way we could get readings is to go in person to a tarot reader or listen to an astrologer on the radio or magazines. And he was in Allure magazine every month with the most uncanny readings. Unbelievable. So I always liked him. So now here he is on YouTube. I'm really excited about that. You should check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel below. And by the way, I'm just a fan of Chris Renstrom's. I don't know him personally. I'm not promoting him in any way. I'm just, I chose him because I personally like him. So, what he says is that you will be close to the conclusion of something you've been working on or waiting for quite some time, which will be a relief for you. So it can be in the area of a judgment or a payout, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with a project. Um, but for some of you, there may be a little bit more effort or payment of money to get things wrapped up, he says. So I don't know if that helps you at all, but let's, Four of Cups. Sagittarius, what's going on? You're over something. There's something that's bothering you. Huh. Okay, so Spirit is saying that you're dissatisfied about something like you felt like you've been wronged. Um, and it's taken such a heavy toll on you that unable to, you're unable to see things clearly or to, progress effectively in whatever you're doing. Um, but Spirit is saying that things are going to work out. You've got the universe on your side and that you will triumph over this person or whatever unfair situation that you're in right now. Yeah. This has you, really not feeling good about yourself. But here's the Queen of Swords. Okay, so first of all, okay. And this is also saying that um don't think that people don't see what's happening here. There are people who are in your corner. They may not be letting you know that for whatever reason. They may not be able to tell you at the moment. They're staying quiet, but you have friends in places that you haven't looked. That you know, you don't know that they're working behind the scenes in your corner. You'll know it soon enough. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, and um, this is happening in the workplace, this is the kind of thing where you may have bosses who know that you're innocent or whatever, that you're being treated unfairly, but they can't appear as though they have favorites or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So that they're not saying anything, but they do support you, right? And the Queen of Swords is facing this here. So it's being taken care of. And it may not seem that way, but it will turn out that way. Queen of Cups. and the devil. Isn't that funny? Look at this line here. But let's do this first. Okay. You're very unhappy about the way things are happening. You're feeling dejected about it. You feel like you don't have a friend in the world, no one's supporting you. You're in this on your own. Which spirit is saying that's not true. You don't see it right now, but you've got plenty of support. Um, and then you have the Queen of Cups here that says, be kind to yourself. You know, I certainly hope you're not beating yourself up over this, Sagittarius, because this is not your fault. You have justice on your side here. Okay? So this is about being kinder to yourself. Absolutely, and one should always it there can be a healthy dose of taking responsibility for one's actions in an adverse situation. And even if something's being done to you unfairly, um, it can always be a healthy thing to uh, observe your position in the situation, and kind of look at it like, okay, what could I have done to avoid this in the future, that kind of thing, to not allow this to happen in the future. And that, so, that's a healthy way of looking at things, but berating yourself about what you did wrong is certainly not a good thing. This is about, in this position, the Queen of Cups is about forgiving oneself and being kind to oneself and really being nurturing of one's own heart. So now would be a good time to take the time to communicate with your spirit guides and your higher self, and um, find the positivity wherever it may lie in your life, because we all have it somewhere. And hang in there, because you can overcome the devil. Justice and the Queen of Swords are going to make sure that the devil does not win. And in this case, the devil can mean several things here. The devil can mean uh, people in your life who are treating you unfairly, but also yourself, who, like I said, you may not be treating yourself fairly and may not be giving yourself the credit that you need to, but also making the right choices that are in your best interest and no one else's, and that kind of thing. So, at least two more spirit, please. So, and with the Libra energy from the eclipse, um, it seems as though this is not about, because I talked about in the beginning how this is about balance in relationships, and it can be either, the examining and nurturing of a healthy relationship, but also maybe discarding relationships that are unhealthy. So, and here is the Six of Swords that's talking about departing from a relationship, you know? And it's no mistake here that the Knight of Cups shows up right next to this, and see how the Knight of Cups is facing away from the devil, you know? The Six of Swords is also facing away from this. It's like, you know, once you get through this, um, you're going to see very, very clearly who your friends are, who are not your friends. right? And the ones that you discover are not working in your best interest, it's time to move away from those people because, they're sincere, loving, high vibrational people elsewhere that you can hand your cup to, you know? And the cup, again, this doesn't, for some of you, this can be friendships, romantic uh, partnerships. I don't feel so much romantic partnerships, though. There could be a small number of you, but I'm feeling more like, a platonic type thing, like business or a workplace type things. But it can also mean platonic friends circle as well, where you're being treated unfairly and maybe someone's gossiping, talking about you. And you feel like no one believes you, no one's on your side, but there is, you know. But the greater number of you, this is about the workplace. So, and see, in the end here, you're being reassured that it'll be just fine. You just have to kind of examine things and prioritize your friendships, which are genuine, which are not. So, what else do we have? See, yeah, I really do feel like this is about the workplace. Um, yeah. Four of Cups again. So, Spirit is putting Four of Cups out again because they're putting an emphasis on your attitude about it all. And I don't feel really comfortable about using the word attitude because it makes it sound kind of like accusatory towards you. That's not what I mean to do. Mindset might be a better word to use. Your mindset in this situation where um, you're focusing in the wrong direction. You're focusing on the negative, um, which is not going to serve you well. You need to not just be sanguine and focus and Pollyanna and like, oh, focus on the good things, and which you should absolutely do. But it's also needing to focus on the task at hand too. This Eight of Pentacles is about focusing on one's job and being diligent, but this could be pointing to that, but also talking about what it is you need to do to get through this and overcome the situation that you're in. You're not going to let your opponent win just because you're over here pouting at a corner type thing and they're over there working against you. There might be a few things that you need to do to kind of defend yourself and state your case or whatever. And you may need to do a little bit of putting together, this sounds like a court case, but putting together evidence or doing whatever it is that you need to do to wrap this up and overcome this person who's wronged you. Um, this feels more like you than them, but it can absolutely be both of you. This is, the way they feel at the moment, like they're winning, but in the end, it'll be you that wins because the justice is here. And it's always a great thing, right, for people to feel that way, like, oh, I got this, because then they relax and they're not being watchful of of tying up the loose ends that they probably need to conceal their lies and that kind of thing. But no matter how, I'm getting too like far into a scenario and abstract about it, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they try and cover up. They're still going to lose because the universe is got them in the crosshairs here. Knight of Wands. This goes over here with the Eight of Pentacles and how there are things that you are going to need to focus on. And by the way, Spirit is going to point you in the right direction and what you need to do to get through this. You got plenty of help. Yeah, you see, this goes over here with the Three of Pentacles. You've got Two of Cups here, and the Knight of Cups as well, reminding you that you're not alone. There are plenty of people who see things your way and who support you. And some of those people you might not have met quite yet, but absolutely some of those people you do know now. Difference. There's the Libra balance of it all. Two of Pentacles is about you managing the situation and how just a little bit of effort is and keeping your wits about you and not letting your anger or emotion get the best of you so that you can think clearly and see your way out of the situation. You see? The Five of Cups uh is, you know, standing here kind of in answer of the Four of Cups. You're looking in the wrong direction. They're the Two of Cups behind you. Where, yeah, there are people who are against you, people who've walked away from you, people who are doing things against you and that kind of thing, which is, what you're upset about. But there are benefits waiting for you to see them right behind you. And what are the benefits? People who are supporting you. Wheel of Fortune. This goes very well with the Justice card. This is Spirit telling you that you're being supported. Ooh, look at the Knight of Cups. Sagittarius. Things are not as bad as you perceive them to be, is what these two cards are saying here. Things are going to wrap up in your favor very, very soon. Any more tarot? No. Tea leaves? Sonia Choquette. Whispers of Love, Higher Self. Messages from the Universe. We'll get a message from the universe. Ooh. We are always speaking to you, sending you messages. When you feel like you are alone in a situation, wow, Sagittarius. Just know that you never truly are. We are reminding you to stop, look around, and believe in something else, something more. We've got your back. What did I just tell you? Sagittarius, you are doing very well. If you haven't seen your yearly readings, please go have a look. I'll leave a link in the description below. And the reason why I bring that up is because I feel that energy of the clouds parting that I've been talking about since the yearly readings, the beginning of the year. Those of you who see the clouds parting, because all of you are in various stages of this scenario. Maybe it hasn't happened to you yet. Maybe you're knee deep in it. Some of you are starting to emerge from this situation. Um, but I hope the ones who are in the earlier stages of this and are suffering from this Four of Cups type energy, being alone and upset and everything, that you could see a light at the end of the tunnel. And I really hope that this video does that for you because it is going to improve. I mean, look at this spread. It's unbelievable. Your repeated cards here. I mean, your advice card, how fitting that was. It's going to get better, Sagittarius. Just have hope, have faith. Pick your head up, make the effort, and you'll get through this. Love, light, and many, many blessings.